Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new. In today's video, I want to sit down and go through my makeup wish list, and specifically, these are products that are slightly too very much so tempting my makeup blow by. If you didn't know, I am participating in a makeup blow by for the year of 2022. I made an entire video about it. Again, I can have it listed in the eye and down below. I feel like I mention this all of the time, but it's just the quickest way to explain what my blow by is for the year. I cannot purchase a lot of makeup this year for multiple reasons. I feel like my collection is at a pretty good place. I want to use up more makeup and I want to spend less money on makeup. So for all of those reasons, these are products that are on my wish list, but that I'm trying to talk myself out of, and we'll go from there. So the first product, and these aren't in any order, it's just as there's something that's like really on my wish list, I add it to this. The first thing is the Glam Ice Cream Dream Palette. This is on my wish list specifically because one person on Instagram just makes it look so good, and it is Gracie Hansen over on Instagram. Like I said, I'm going to have this picture up. This is the one that she keeps, well, she doesn't keep posting it, but I keep going back to her page and looking at it because it's so beautiful, and I don't have tones in my collection that are exactly like this, and so I can't really recreate it to the T, and I love the way it looks. So it's all because of Gracie. You guys can just go over there and blame her for me, but definitely give her a follow because she's got some really awesome makeup looks. So that is really why this is on my makeup wish list. However, it's a big palette and I really just don't like big palettes. I don't know. So I used the Huda Mercury Retrograde. I used all of my like Project Huda palettes for this look, but this size palette is pretty good for me. The biggest palette that I really want to have, let me get it, is a palette like this one from Nomad. This is the America's Parks palette. It's a 15 pan palette, but I just don't love giant palettes. And I've got that one from Give Me Glow, like the Pastel Dreams one. So I've got a lot of big palettes. I don't really want to add any more to my collection. I really prefer like the Persona Identity 1 size kind of palette. I cannot explain to you. Probably like twice a week, I go look at that look from Gracie. I've got it saved on my Instagram. Sometimes I just search her name and go to it because I know exactly where it's at on her page. It's a pretty recent post of hers, but I'm telling you guys, I love that look so much. So yeah, that's like literally the only reason that this is on this list is because of her look and because she makes it look so good. Next up, you guys, I've really been wanting some foundations, and I have 10 foundations and I'm trying to pan 2 of them right now. I don't need any more, but how many more do I want? Like 3. The next one is the Charlotte Tilbury, the new Charlotte Tilbury foundation. This just looks so pretty. And, you know, it's like more of a medium coverage, which is really what I prefer. But at the end of the day, I know that I don't need it. And I know it's also super expensive compared to this one. I know they're not the same by any means, but I really also want the Purito BB cream because I am trying to pan my Missha BB cream right now. I'm not going to show it to you because that's like, it would be a really big spoiler, but I just love it. It is what I have on my skin today. You guys, I'm really going to miss it when it's gone, but Missha is not cruelty free, so I'm not going to be repurchasing it. However, Purito is cruelty free. So that's going to be the one that I pick up to kind of replace that in my collection. Now I am on a replacement only low buy. So, you know, I'm not going to be replacing it immediately when I finish this up because I've got plenty of foundations, but I probably will add that into my collection in the near future. And I'm going to, I know I'm going to miss the Missha BB cream because I just love that texture. I love the coverage. I love the gray undertone. It just works really well for my skin. And I'll probably be adding that one. So that one and the Charlotte Tilbury one are on my wish list, but the price point of the Purito, as well as just the formula of it and how it's more of a BB cream, I think is going to come into my collection sooner. But the Charlotte Tilbury one really has intrigued me. When it came out and they launched it, I was like, oh, if I weren't on a low buy, I probably would have picked it up if I'm being honest. Next up is the new Nomad eyeshadow palette. You guys, I spent hours researching where this palette was from. I looked at it on and off throughout the day, right? And then I even called up my dad and I was like, Dad, look at this picture. have you ever been to a place that looks like this? Because he travels a lot, and I'm like, I just don't know. And I bounced around. At this point, they've announced where it's at. Okay, it's in Whistler, Canada, and I got it. Okay, this is how much research I put into this, because I'm on a low buy and I cannot buy the palette when she launches it. Then I'm like, okay, maybe if I can figure out where it's from, I can win one. And so I asked my dad. My dad's working on it. Matt is looking at it. I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh my goodness. When I tell you that this is how much I researched, this is like a screenshot from a video, or like a reel. I don't know if it's a reel or video, but this is a screenshot from a video that she posted on her Instagram of like a hotel or something. I found it, okay? It's the Four Seasons in Whistler, Canada, okay? Number one. That was like perfect. You see the awning on that picture is the same as this one. Okay. That's the Four Seasons in Whistler. I found that the day she put the first clue up, okay? And then I went back and she posted this, like, Baby Nomad is posting this spoiler or this hint or whatever, and it was outside of a shop, like in the village. And so I screenshotted this a long time ago, and I found that exact little local gift shop in Whistler, Canada. Like, the sidewalk is the same. I'm like, I know it's in this little, like, village shopping area. And then there's a little bitty sign above the bear, and it says Bare Necessities. So I look up the shop names at this village, and it's like a whole list, and I'm scrolling through the A's, and I get to the B's, and it says Bare Necessities. So I was like, no way. And it was there. So anyways, I say all this to say, I did all this research because I wanted to win this palette, and I didn't win one. I think she's still gonna give one away, but I'm like, can you please pick me? Oh gosh, I wanted one so bad, you guys. However, quite frankly, I want to make the palette so bad and enter into the very last giveaway for the palette. And what it is you come up with a color story that you think that it is gonna look like, and the person who gets the closest to that wins a palette. But you guys, I don't have enough time in the day. I spent so long researching and figuring out where that palette was from, like where the area was, that I can't, because I know that I will be a perfectionist with it, and I know that it will take me forever. As much as I want to make it and try and figure out what it's going to look like, I just can't. I can't, because there's going to be a bunch of other submissions. There's no idea if I'm going to win it, and I already like entered in to win it 8 times, and I didn't win one. So I'm a little bit let down, like whatever, but it is on my wish list because I love the other ones I have from her. I love this palette from her so much. It's the Iceland palette. Specifically, I love all of the shades minus this column here in the middle. This is fun just for like every now and then, but I love the cool tone shades. Like, how pretty are those? So when she released this one, I was just so excited because the two of them together would be so beautiful, but I just don't know when I would pick it up, but it's on my wish list and I haven't even seen it yet. Like, that's how much it's on my wish list. So I just love everything that they come out with. I love the marketing behind their brand and everything, and I'll eventually probably pick it up at some point, but it just might have to be later on. And I know that I don't need it because it's like probably going to be a bunch of blues and greens, and they're just a little bit more colorful, and I really, really, really wish that they would come out with a super wearable palette, like an everyday wearable palette. So I'm crossing my fingers for the day, because I messaged her and I was like, can you please, if they were to come out with a color story that had like taupes and mauves and more neutral shades all put together, and specifically the only shade that I have that I want like repeated in it is, it's got to have this brown shade. I don't know what it is, but this brown shade right here from the America's Parks palette is perfection. It blends beautifully. It doesn't get patchy. It's the perfect tone. You can use it with cool tones. You can use it with warm tones. You can use it with neutrals. It is amazing, and I want it to be in that palette. But if they did that, I would probably hit pan in every single shade in the palette. I'm not even kidding. I just hope that they do that. I feel like I've been talking for a very long time about Nomads. And another eyeshadow palette that's on my wish list is the Natasha Denona Bronze palette. You guys, I just love this palette. I picked up the Juvia's Warrior palette. It's over there and I just can't reach it, so we're just gonna have to talk about it. But I don't know why, but it's been creasing on me like every time I wear it. it's like roughly around lunchtime, I'll notice in the mirror that it's like creasing. Like, I don't know, I'll be like washing my hands in the sink and I'm like, is it like, why is it so creasing? And it really is just like huge creases right here. I haven't been having that happen with my other eyeshadows, with my other Juvia's Place eyeshadows, so I don't know like what it is about that one. It was a little bit better when I used the Ulta Beauty eyeshadow primer, but you guys, I don't have my NARS one anymore, the tinted smudge proof. I used it up and not cruelty free. I really miss it, but like I got that palette to kind of crave my want for the Natasha Denona bronze palette, and then it's been creasing, so now I just want the Natasha Denona quality. And I know I don't need it, but I love the Glam palette so much, so the bronze one is also on my wish list. That might be like a summer purchase, maybe a birthday purchase. I am gonna let myself buy a few more products for my birthday, and that's July, so we'll see. I've got another eyeshadow palette. It's the BH Cosmetics Blueberry palette, Blueberry Muffin palette. And I mentioned this in a previous wish list video, but it is so pretty to me. If you guys missed it, I did a collab over on my Instagram with Rhea McDonald Makeup, and she used that palette in her post, and I just love it so much. And I heard today that BH Cosmetics filed for bankruptcy, so that's really sad. And you know, it's just kind of like thinking about it more. It's like, I really want that palette. And I don't know what that means for the company, like if they're going to close down or if they're going to try and rebrand, I don't know. But either way, that palette's been on my wish list. However, it is a bunch of blue shades, and I do again have that Iceland palette, so you know, I do have some blue shades. So I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's been on my wish list for a long time and I haven't bought it, so does that say enough? I'm not sure, but I still really want this palette. The next product is something that is not as specific, but I really love the Pantone color of the year, Very Perry. If you guys didn't know, I have a dog named Perry and we call her Periwinkle. So I love that idea of having something that's named Perry in my makeup collection. I'm so sentimental, you guys. I love sentimental makeup. I like things that remind me of other things, and so I love to wear those kinds of shades on my eyes. I love my little puppy dog, and I love the color in general. So the one thing right now that's really on my list regarding this is the Give Me Glow little eyeshadows, and they actually posted, I'll put a picture up of their post where they said 80-something% of people that purchase one of these shades purchases both of them in like a little duo in the same order. And one of them's called Perry and one of them's called Wink. And I just think that's so cute. And then they have like a little duo palette that you can put the two shades in. And so I'm really actually considering that because it's very curated. It's not like an entire palette. Like I saw e.l.f. came out with like an 8-pan little palette and it has one Perry shade, one Periwinkle shade, and that is it. So that's not really what I'm here for. I'm here for the Periwinkle, and the fact that that little duo would be one matte and one shimmer, I think would be perfect. So that is on my wish list, very much so. And I think that might be like one of the next things to come into my collection. Okay, so this isn't a makeup product, this next one, but it could be like a primer. So it's the LYS Serum, not the serum foundation, but just like the serum. If any of you guys have tried this, please let me know. I feel like I haven't heard that much about it, but it just looks amazing. I've got the driest skin ever, and I just think that sounds like such a great product. It looks beautiful. I really like their brand, and I'm really, really wanting to try that. I do have a lot of skincare, but I feel like that could be like a skincare product that you could occasionally use for makeup. If I were to purchase that, to be honest, I'd probably consider it to be skincare because I don't know that I would keep it at my makeup vanity, but I feel like every now and then I might try. So next up is a mascara, and this is the e.l.f. Volumizing Mascara. You guys might know that I really like the Limitless Lash Mascara, but I don't know, I feel like the last time I had it, I liked it a lot more because I had been using that eyelash serum, and my eyelashes had a much better reaction to it at that time versus now when I'm using it. So I don't know, maybe I was just more disciplined about using it because honestly I haven't really used it in like a few days. So maybe that's why, but I think my lashes were looking really amazing with it then, and now I don't know about that. The Volumizing Mascara just looks like a wand that I would typically really love. So I kind of want to try that one now. I'd probably pick up the mini before I got the full size, but I do have some mascaras on backup that I've gotten with points at Sephora with other orders. And I got one in like a set a long time ago. I just never opened it. So I've got some to work through, but that is one that's on my wish list for when I finish up my other mascaras. Next up, I have 2 highlighters on my wish list. I actually don't have too many highlighters, and I don't have a lot of like single highlights actually. And the NYX High Glass highlighter is really on my wish list. Like, blame Kelly Gooch on this one because she just makes it sound so amazing, and I think she's trying to pan it right now, and I'm just like, oh, I just really want to try it. So again, if you guys have tried this one, let me know. I'm very interested. And then the other highlight that I want to try is the one from Catrice. So blame Emily from Emily's Makeup Bag on this one, as well as a couple other people on Instagram. But the reason I actually put this on my wish list physically is because she recently posted a video where she had a full face of Catrice makeup on, and I love the way that highlight looks. I feel like between the two, I might like the NYX one a little bit better because it's more of like that Super Shock formula, but I feel like you could use it with a brush or a sponge or your fingers. I don't know. I just feel like that one might be more versatile and more wearable. So if you have both of them, especially, let me know please what you think about them because I would love to know. And next up, we've got 3 more foundations. So I might have actually talked myself out of a couple of these. We'll start with those. It's the CoverGirl and Olay foundation. So I've been trying to research some foundations and some other, well, not just foundations, but some products for a video that I'm planning for the summer. Don't even worry. It's going to be a long time from now, but I'm just trying to like do some research, you know? And for the foundation, I don't have one currently that's going to really fit the profile for that video. So I've been kind of thinking about it, but that one came up. I was like, ooh, I think that would be a really good one. And I've kind of wanted to try it in the past, but I watched several reviews on it, and I think it was Taylor Wynn's review of it where she mentioned a very strong fragrance. So that pretty much just took it off my wish list, and I just haven't actually deleted it from this one. But they also have a pot version of it. Like they have like the liquid one with like the swirls of color. That's the one I was interested in. And then they have the one where it's like in a pot, and that one also sounds interesting to me, but I don't know about the fragrance on that one. So both of those are kind of a flop, I guess. Like I probably won't even try them because I just cannot risk a product with fragrance anymore. You guys, like the headaches I get from fragrances is just not even funny anymore. The last product that is just really on my wish list is the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation. So I used to have this and I loved it. I went through probably three of these foundations, maybe even 4, but honestly, probably 3. I loved it. And this is back when they didn't have the shade L0. They just had L1 as the lightest shade. And it just was too dark for me. I started getting more into skincare and trying to avoid the sun more. And I got more pale, which didn't help me with finding foundations that are light enough for me. I've got a lot of bronzer on today, but you guys, like, I am a pale person. So they came out with the shade L0 and I really want to try it. I almost picked it up, but I ended up getting the serum foundation from them instead. And I just want to try that again. So that's really on my wish list. But that's going to be it for today's video. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.